give you my heart.
As you can see by the title, today I'm going to talk about all the items that I have to help me with my disability, mainly cerebral palsy. Specifically, I've got left side hemiplegia. If you don't know what that is, it means my left side is partially paralyzed. It's not fully paralyzed, but it's partially paralyzed, so I can't feel much in my left hand. Mainly affects my left hand, but it does also affect my legs and my speech as well. I'm going to talk about the two main things that I use on a day-to-day basis. First, well, all of these items I actually do use on a day-to-day basis, but the two things that help me the most, I'm actually wearing one of them now. How this actually helps my hand, because I actually did get a comment a couple of days ago on like how does it actually help my hand. The hand trap pulls back, so it pulls my hand in for my hand to get straight. So without my hand, when I'm relaxing, my hand can go like that, but when I've got it on, my hand just goes down. It's easier to go down because even though I haven't got much feeling in this hand, I can feel that I've got an item on my hand when I'm wearing it. I notice it more when I'm holding my hand like that, so I try and like keep it straight, so that also helps. But also it does generally help straightening my hand out. That's my wrist and mainly this part here. So I can like go like that, but without my hand trap, I will put a picture here, I'm sure I've got one, but these fingers bend, you can kind of see them bend there, and my thumb kind of doesn't fully go back. It does, over the years of using these hand traps, it has helped it go out more further, but that is the main reasons why I need to wear this hand trap, because if I don't wear it, my hand can go back to what it used to be, and then if that's the case, I will need to wear metal like case here. I've got a video all about my hand trap journey from when I was a kid to now, so I'll link it in the description, because what I'm on about I've actually had in a type of hand trap before, so if you want to know more, go check out that video. But that is the main reason I need to wear this, because in the long term it will slowly get better and better and better. Next thing is this foot splint. That's what I would call it. Don't know what you guys call it. I get these checked out. The reason why I get them checked or renewed in a way, like get a new pair every single 1 or 2 years, I think it's 2 years, with my hand trap as well, is because one, this can wear and tear, and two, again, this can wear and tear. As you can see, the thread, like all the threads there, it's already wearing and tear. The reason why I wear this, I've always said I get affected with my hand more, with my cerebral palsy. That's the main thing that gets affected. But I do also get muscle pain. I do also have a little off hip, so my hips aren't balanced, and this is why I wear this. So wearing this helps my hips level out in the long term, because one of my legs is a bit shorter than the other, and that is because my cerebral palsy and having one leg weaker than the other. I also weight bearing, so this helps that as well, because of my hips not being leveled, my legs aren't leveled, so I lean to the side, and that's what makes my muscle pain and me weight bearing onto my right side. I get muscle pain in both of my legs, but mainly my right leg because of weight bearing. But this does help. This levels it out. So as you can see, that without that would be your normal foot. But then I've got this little level, so it levels the height. And every time I put it on, I feel like I've like grown an inch, even though I probably haven't, because it's literally so small, but the small hip difference does make a difference. That is everything about these two items. Let's get on to dinner, or just whenever I'm eating with a fork. I used to have a knife and fork and spoon, what was this colour, and it had like a very chunky holding bit, I don't know what you would call this bit, grip. But then I didn't need these. I've still got this fork, can't remember where we got it, don't know if we got given it, because at one point someone came in my house and watched me do things and see if I can do this or if I need help, and that is why I've got some of these items. So I've got this fork, looks like a normal fork, well it doesn't really, but as you can see this fork is a little bit more bendy than other normal forks, and the side is more sharp, because the thing with this is most people with cerebral palsy, I'm lucky enough that I don't always need help with it, but most people need help cutting up their food. Don't get me wrong, I still need help. It depends on how hard or difficult the food is to cut, so I won't be able to cut a steak on my own. Just like, not like burnt hard, but like food that is generally like hard to cut, or like if the crust has went like a little bit hard, it might be hard to cut a pie depending on the pie. So it's not all foods for me, but some foods are difficult to cut, and in them times I do need to ask my mum or dad or sister to cut my food for me. As a 21-year-old, it is frustrating, but this is where this comes in handy, is if it's not too hard and I'm still having trouble cutting my food with my knife and fork, I can just put my knife down and go like that, because this has a sharper edge than a normal fork, and it's because it's curvy, it has that like ability to cut. It can't cut through proper sharp things, or I've never tried it, but it does come in useful when I need to cut a food but I can't cut it with my knife. The final item that helps me in my day-to-day life isn't to do with my cerebral palsy actually, it is to do with my epilepsy. Now if you have not seen my epilepsy story, I will link it in the description, but I have epilepsy. I've got a small bit of epilepsy and activity still in my brain, so there is a chance I still have a seizure, but how I try and stop that is I have a harder pillow than a normal pillow, so my pillows aren't that soft, they're the type of pillow that you can squish down and it slowly comes up. I don't know what that material is, but that's the type of pillow I have. That just helps me, like the last seizure I had, again I'll link the full story in the description, but the last seizure I had my hair in my mouth, I think. I had something in my mouth and my face was on my pillow, or I had my pillow in my mouth, and the type of pillow I had was a very soft pillow, so that's why I sleep with a harder pillow now. This is the final thing. I've also got a chopping board, what kind of looks like this. You get so many different types, but I've got a personalised one I think, or like one that they give out what's got, when I say they I mean the person who came to see what I am able to do. One that I've got, it's right at the top of a shelf, so I can't really get it. That's why I haven't got it today. It's like this size, and it's got the pen needles. They're not actually needles, but like that's the only way I can. And you put like an onion on, you're able to cut it better, because I can't do the tunnel technique, what they show you in school, because I could cut my finger off. And I also can't feel it as much as this hand, so that ain't good. I've also got a little corner on my board to be able to put bread on, so I can butter the bread without it like getting everywhere. Or for me, depending on the bread, and yes, it depends on the bread, I sometimes can't butter my bread without it like ripping. So it's most of the time when I make a sandwich, I will toast it, because toasting my bread makes it easier to butter the toast. And then I also have got like 2 lines that you can like close in with each other. So if you have a carrot and you need to chop that, you can close it. I've got probably the biggest board that you can probably get. I don't know, but I probably do. But I've also got a mini grater as well, ingrained in that board. So I've got everything on that board when I move out, and it just helps me more, because even though it's the little things like getting your thumbprint on a piece of bread, at the end of the day, if I can find a way not to do that, that's amazing. And on top of its health and safety as well within me, because if I cut an onion, for example, and I cut my finger, and there was a way without cutting my finger, I'm going to use that way, even if that is just putting needles on a board and me being able to put an onion on it to chop it up. That's safer than me trying to do the way that teachers taught people in school. So yes, I do have to change little things in my day-to-day life, be able to be independent, and I love being independent, so that's what I want. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what other types of videos you want to see, and I'll see you next time. Bye!